Hello everyone, welcome back to The Games Brew. I'm Roy Lovat, and today, in celebration of the launch of War Hospital, the latest title from Brave Lamb Studio, I bring you a new guide where we'll explore 8 things to know before playing War Hospital and tackling this fantastic adventure effectively. Before we dive in, be cautious as the guide contains some minor spoilers. 1. Strive for self-sufficiency. One of the initial lessons in War Hospital is that being more or less self-sufficient will save us a lot of headaches and allow us to conserve precious funds. To avoid complete dependence on the headquarters for medical supplies, we must produce them locally using the pharmacy. Engineers, in fact, have the capability to convert freights into medicines, food, and alcohol. However, keep in mind that freights are the only resource we cannot produce directly, so it's wise to consume them sparingly to prevent running out. 2. Decrease consumption and increase production. As we've just discussed, resources are undoubtedly a crucial element. Therefore, a piece of advice we'd like to offer is to invest, as early as possible, in research that can, on one hand, boost the production of medical resources and, on the other hand, reduce their consumption. This strategy aims to maintain well-balanced stockpiles, preventing excessive dependence on the HQ. 3. Personnel preferences and their impact. The medical staff in our hospital plays a crucial role in the survival of the incoming wounded from the front lines and in keeping our various facilities operational. It's important to know that each specialist in our service can be characterized by a set of traits and preferences that, when leveraged, can provide us with access to interesting bonuses or, conversely, result in penalties. Before assigning a specialist to a particular slot, check their personal profile or hover the mouse cursor over their portrait to uncover their preferences. 4. Check the patient medical file. When taking on the responsibility of patients, especially in the most hectic phases of the game, it's a good habit to thoroughly read the complete version of their medical records rather than relying solely on the summary on the right side of their portrait. There are, in fact, various additional details that could positively or negatively influence the treatments. Therefore, it's worth reading before deciding whom to prioritize or save. A patient might, for instance, have a difficulty level of 1 for surgery, but by opening the folder, we may discover that the danger level or the likelihood of the operation failing is exceptionally high, prompting us to reconsider their position in the queue. It truly pays off to read the medical folders to avoid being misled by the summary on the patient's card. 5. Check the edges of the map to avoid missing event notifications. Throughout the game, we will encounter various random events that will add twists to the War Hospital storyline. Requests from the front, civilians, headquarters, and other sources will often demand our attention. However, the notifications for these events may not always be crystal clear, especially when located at the map's periphery and potentially obscured by other icons. Particularly in the most hectic phases of the game, this could lead to missing one of these crucial alerts. For this reason, we recommend consistently checking the map's margins and occasionally adjusting the camera to ensure you notice any overlapping icons. 6. Triage and difficult choices. One of the most dramatic and crucial aspects of War Hospital is the triage, the act of deciding whom to prioritize when dealing with the endless line of patients arriving at our hospital. We will often find ourselves in the challenging position of having to deny the most severe or terminal cases and redirect the scarce resources toward those in better condition, who can more easily return to the front lines. Keep in mind that it won't be possible to save everyone, and persisting too fervently may have even worse effects. In fact, if a seriously ill patient were to pass away during surgery, the impact on overall morale would be much heavier than if you had decided during triage not to attempt their treatment. 7. Speed up your scouts. Exploring the battlefield with our scouts not only provides an excellent opportunity to break the daily routine of the hospital, but also offers the chance to recover valuable resources to replenish our facility, especially in certain cases. With this in mind, a piece of advice we strongly recommend is to invest some resources in researches that can speed up the movements of our scouts. This will grant them the ability to complete missions in shorter timeframes, thereby increasing the likelihood of resource recovery. 8. Delay warehouse upgrades. War Hospital offers you the opportunity to construct and upgrade a vast number of buildings. However, resources will always be somewhat scarce, making it imperative to carefully choose what to build and when to do so. In this regard, one of the buildings you might be tempted to construct immediately is the warehouse, which increases the storage capacity for resources. During the early stages of the game, you will likely receive notifications warning that the warehouse is full. Our advice is to disregard these warnings at this point. Resources will diminish significantly with the initial constructions and research, making the warehouse effectively useless. It's better to wait, initiate activities, and save precious resources for something more beneficial. That wraps up our guide, 8 Things to Know Before Playing War Hospital. I hope it has been helpful, and don't forget, you can find all the relevant links down below, including our social media and guides for Last Train Home and Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. And hey, feel free to drop a comment, give the video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel for more content. I'm Roy Lovat, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!